Hello everyone, I'm Sairam. Now we are going to discuss about the basics of the JavaScript. The takeaways of the video are variables, arrays, functions, objects, and loops. That means after by the completion of this video, you will learn about the variables in JavaScript, arrays in JavaScript, and functions in JavaScript, objects and loops in JavaScript. First of all, you have to learn about the data types that are available in JavaScript. The data types that are available in JavaScript are undefined, null, boolean, string, symbol, big int, number, and object. Let's come into the topic of variables. Variables in JavaScript, a variable is used to store data, which means a variable is anything that can store data in JavaScript. Okay, this is the syntax for declaring a variable. Variable name. That means we have to use the where keyword to declare the variable. We can also use let keyword. Example here, where my number. Here, my number is the variable that is declared using the where keyword. Next, initialization. Uh, we have to initialize the variable with the data, which means some value variable here. At the declaration is of two types. At the time of declaration, initialization is two types. At the time of declaration, which means we have to initialize the value of the variable at the time of declaration. Here is the example for at the time of initializing at the time of declaration, where my number equal to 10, which means we are declaring the value for the variable at the time of declaration, right? When we are declaring the keyword. Wait. After declaration, uh, I mean we can also initialize the value of the variable after declaring the variable. Here is the example for declaration after initializing. Sorry, initializing after declaration, where my number, comma, my number is equals to 10. Here, first we are declaring the variable where my number, and here we are using the equal to assignment operator to assign the value of 10 to the variable. Next, constant variable. Constant variable is a variable that whose value cannot be changed after declaration. That means if we assign a value to the constant variable, that value cannot be changed after in the after sessions. Here constant pi example, constant pi is equals to 3.14. That means here the variable pi contains 3.14 as a constant value, and we cannot change the value of pi after again in the program. Next, arrays. Instead of multiple variables. That means uh, in a single variable we can store multiple data. I mean a large data instead of using multiple variables. Here is an example of that. In normal way we use multiple variables like where car 1 equal to Lambo, car 2 equal to Bugatti, car 3 is equal to Ferrari, which means these are three different types of cars. But here we are using a array, which means where car is equals to cars is equals to Lambo, Bugatti, Ferrari. We are storing all these cars in a single variable, and we can also access the what do we call it? Access the data using indexes. Indexes means uh, starting from zero. Okay, where car is equals to Lambo, Bugatti, and Ferrari. If we use the cars of zero, which means cars and in square brackets zero, it will take the value of Lambo. If one, it will take Bugatti. In the above example, car one variable will contain the data Lambo, which means car one we are assigning the cars of zero to car one, which means car one variable will take the uh, value which is present at the zeroth position on cars array. Next, functions. Function is a block of code that can perform a specific task when it is called. That means A function is a block of code that is reusable, that can be reusable at anywhere in the program. Okay, next, traditional function. Functions are defined traditionally using the function keyword. There are two ways to uh, define a function. One is traditional way and is modern way or arrow way. First is traditional way. Syntax. The syntax for the traditional way is function and the name of the function, arguments if any. We can also define the function without passing any arguments, that is zero arguments, and body of the function. Next, modern function or arrow function. Uh, Both traditional function and modern function works the same way, but the syntax is quite little bit different. We use constant keyword instead of function keyword here. We can also use let keyword. Constant function name equal to operator is used here, and the arguments are passed through this, and we use this equal to and greater than or arrow and then body of the function add of a write a function to add two numbers. Here we have to write a number to add function to add two numbers. Function of a comma b. Add is the name of the function, and a comma b. A comma b are arguments that are passed to the variables a comma b. Return a plus b. That means this returns the value of a plus b to the sum. Here we call the function add a of b add of 10 comma 20, which means it will send these values as parameters to this function, and here a and b are added and returns the value to the sum, and the sum is stored in sum variable, and here we are using console.log to print that sum. Okay, next, object. Objects are similar to arrays, but instead of using indexes, we use properties to access the data. Objects are used to represent real world objects. Syntax, where object name is equals to property 1, and this is used to show the value of the property 1. Property 2, okay, property 2 value, and so on, property n and value, and it should end with a semicolon. We can use the properties as the indices. Okay, dot or brackets are used to access the data in the objects. That means we can access the data present in the objects using dot or brackets. Brackets is like arrays. We can use like here example, where car is equals to the name of the car is Lambo. Its top speed is 230, and its price is 3.2 cr. Okay, here we can use the dot operator like this, where name is equals to car dot name, which means car is the name of the object, and car dot name is the name of the variable that where I am storing this car dot name, this Lambo value. Car dot name will contain Lambo. Next, console.log car name. We are printing the name of the car, and here car dot top speed. Car top speed. It will print the top speed of the car. Car dot top speed means it will access the data from this top speed property which is present in the car object. Next, loops. Uh, there are so many loops in JavaScript, but now we will learn about for loop, while loop, and do while loop. For loop syntax. For loop syntax is for initialization, which means we have to initialize the value of which on which we have to perform the conditions and increment and decrement, and the statements which have to be executed if the condition is true. Here is the flowchart for the for loop. Okay, start, initialize. It will check the condition, initialize the value, and check the condition. Step 2, check the condition, and it will check the condition. If it is true, the statements inside the for loop are executed, or else executed, and next the initialized value will be incremented or decremented based on our needs. Next, it will again check the condition. If it is true, it will execute the statement, and the cycle will be run until the condition fails. If the condition is failed, then the for loop, then we come out of the for loop. Next, while loop. While loop syntax. While condition statements. Okay. Flowchart. Start condition checking, which means it will check the condition which is given here. If it is true, it will execute the statements. It is as simple as that. And if it is false, it will end the while loop. Next, do while loop. Do while loop are a bit different from the while loop, but it will work the same. But here in while loop, it will check the condition first and then execute the statements. But here in do while loop, it will execute the statement at least once and then check the condition. Here is the flowchart for do while loop. It will start the program and check execute the statement once and then check the condition. If the condition is true, it will again execute the statement. If the condition is false, it will terminate the loop. Thank you.